Okay, so he goes on to say, crucial to this manipulation of overwhelmingly five sense focus is self-identity, to get the people to self-identify with the labels of a human life. The I ams. I am man, I am woman, I am this, I am that. They are not the I. They are what the I consciousness is experiencing, and that's very different from being the I. And if you look at all these labels and our perception of being human, they are all five sense phenomena. They are all body mind phenomena, and they all revolve around a isolation and separation, but also the central point of limitation. If you perceive yourself to be the labels of the human life and you perceive the world to be one of literal physicality, then that screams out limitation. It screams out, I cannot, that's not possible, because that's what it seems like. So the more that we're focused on these five senses and that experience, the less we're able to get into touch, get in touch with our consciousness, with self-awareness. And as we identify more with the five senses, then we self-identify with our human experience. We're not just body, we're spirit too. These physical bodies we know will pass on. As we've been told, our spirits are eternal, they will last. But for some reason, and we did discuss it because that's the intention of those in control, is that we just focus on consuming, eating, drinking, feeling, sex, smoking, like touching the things, looking at things, the things that are uh, the right now. You know, it takes a deeper focus, and it takes stillness of mind to look into ourselves and to listen to ourselves, to listen to our consciousness, to hear our consciousness, to feel ourselves, not just to touch ourselves, but to understand what our emotions are, to listen to ourselves and understand our purpose or find our purpose. These are things we have to do internally. So, the more we identify with race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, job, career, school, all this, these are categories to put us in. And the more that we go into, the more we're put into these categories, or we allow ourselves to go into these categories, the more we are isolated from the next person, the next being. We are all beings, so that is, where we come to our limits, because we only use what 5-10% of our brain. How much more can we do? We hear about people who can speak to each other and who can use telepathy, people who can levitate or move things with thinking. How much more is it that we don't know that we can do, but we continue to be distracted with the physical? But there's much more than that. And it continues on, and David says, this myopia of sense of the possible, this myopia of perception, is what creates the foundation of human control. Because while the five senses are, while the five senses are into the world and seeing empty space in between, there is no empty space. What we would see if we could go deeper into the frequency field is that we are living within and interacting with an infinite field, ultimately, of possibility, of probability, and potential. And how we interact with that field is dictated by our perception. So there's something greater out there, and we can feel it. I mean, how do we get here? They say that we evolved from something, from other beings. The way that we move, the way we think, the way we breathe, the way our bodies function while we're in a mode of rest or sleep. It's nothing. It's not accidental. We weren't accidentally created. There was intention. There is intention behind our creation. Um, but what are we gonna do with that? One of the greatest lessons I learned within the last few months and the last part of 2022 was perception. Perception changes everything. What we see, we have the ability to change what we see, and I don't just mean externally, but internally as well. We can see things as loss. We can see things as a lesson. We can see things as a challenge. We can see things as challenges, or we can see things as opportunities. I don't believe in problems anymore. I see everything as an opportunity for me to better myself and to learn. And it took me a while. It took me a long time to get there. But I had to change the perception, and now as new information is uploaded to my consciousness, I have to change the perception again of the way that I view life, because life is not just what we see. Everything that we see came from someone else's imagination. Someone had an intention, someone had a thought, and brought that thought into physical reality. So what is the intention behind everything? And if these are the things that have been brought into this physical existence, what else is there that we're not seeing? What else do we have the capability of creating? What else are we creating? Frequency. I had to learn to change my frequency, because I was creating a lot of negativity in my life because of my perception, because of my limitation, because of me believing in just what I see, hear, smell, taste, because I was believing in the five senses. I knew I had a sense that I was in a prison, but I couldn't clearly define it. And it took for me to become still. I had to stop being a consumer and doing this and doing that, and I got to get here and get there, and I had to become still physically, and I had to become still mentally, and start to listen to myself. All of the answers that we seek are inside of us. We may be led to things that reveal the information to us, but the things that we read, research, see, it's we have a knowing within, I believe, and that's why we are led to the information, because there's the question. If we have the question, then there's an answer. But for us to even question, there has to be something inside of us telling us, like, okay, you need to look into this, or you know what, you feel this way, or you think this, but you need to question that, because that may be right. So we have all the answers. We just have to be comfortable. We have to be able to trust ourselves. We have to be able to listen to our inner guidance and our intuition, because we're all one. We're all connected to infinite intelligence. For all of us to be here in this macrocosm, this universe, we're all connected already. So everything that we have all information. Now, can we access it? How do we access this information? We access it by opening our minds, opening our hearts, opening our internal ears, opening our spirits, and receiving the information that's there. We can't be closed off because of our fear. We have to let fear go, and step into the unknown. The unknown is where we can manifest and where we can create. So like I said, We have to question traditions, question the things that we've been told. We know we can't be afraid to break the fabric of our beliefs, because just because we believe something doesn't mean it's right. You know, there are people who was at Greg Braden was saying that he has academic friends, professors who, teach the same thing that they were taught, back in the 70s to students nowadays. And he asked them, with all this new information, why are you teaching the same thing to these kids? And he said, because if I change my viewpoint, if I change what I teach, then that'll invalidate my entire career. Are we afraid of that? Are we afraid of being invalidated? Or do we want to be our best selves? Do we want to create a better future, create a better here and now, create a better and more efficient humanity? We have to let go of our fears. We have to step into the unknown and accept what's there. We are creators. We have to create better lives. We have to create better spaces. Create we have to create from within, and not be afraid to listen to ourselves. We just can't continue to trust those who are so-called leaders or so-called in charge. I mean, that's fine, that's whoever's position, but I'm in control of me. I'm my leader. This is my body, this is my spirit, and I'm not going to allow you to move me from A, B, C all my life. Next thing I look up and I'm 70, 80 years old, and I feel unfulfilled. Those, I've been working all this time, and you said, well, if I work, I'll get some rest and this, and I'm still working, or I'm still doing this, or I'm looking at the world and I don't like the world I see. We have to be the change that we want to see. I think that's, the bottom line. So we have to move with intention. We have to question things. Like, tear it up. Tear it up. If it doesn't make sense, why are we doing this? It doesn't make sense. No, I'm not doing it. We need to come up with a better plan. If you want to do it, go ahead. I'm not doing it. For what? Tell me, for what? And people don't have answers. When you ask people questions like this, they don't have answers. They laugh or just, we got to do it. Who has to? I don't have to do it. I don't. Because I'm on a journey. We all are on a journey. And where we end up is where we're going to end up by our own will, by our own decisions, And we all have purpose here. And I don't believe it's our purpose to just go along with the things that are here. We all have a special place in the universe, and I won't say a destiny to fulfill, but a purpose to fulfill. Our purpose, I believe, lies in our talents, the gifts that we're given, the abilities that we have to do. That one thing that, that your parents or somebody encouraging you when you were a kid, and the place, even if nobody encouraged you, the thing that you do well and that you feel good doing, those are part of our talents. And a lot of most of us have more than one, but our fulfillment is linked to that. And not only do we fulfill ourselves, we fulfill our place in the universe. As above, so below. We fulfill our place here. We fulfill our place internally. So I just really wanted to speak on that. And as I speak, I'm putting things into place as well to remove myself to question my intentions, to create better intentions, and to question the things that I've done or do. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it. Let me set my intentions. Let me get up every day and set my intentions for the day. Not only for the day, for the next 30 days, for the next year, for the next 5 years, for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 years. Like that's how my mindset is shifting. And I'm thankful for the change in perspective. And I'm thankful to be able to even accept new ideals and not to stay stuck in the mind frame that I've had. Because if we're not learning, we're not growing. Should I have the same ideas I had when I was 15, 20? No, I should be growing. I should be growing and learning. If not, I'm stagnant. There are people who are living the living dead because they never will change their ideas, their habits. They're stuck in that. If we're not learning and changing, we're done. So, let's take time to set intentions. Let's take time to question our society and traditions. Let's plan. Let's plan for our legacy. Let's start planning for all time. Planning for those who are coming after us, because they are. And these are our family. These are our friends. These are people that we care about. Or these are people we care about in humanity. Like, we all have a place. So let's continue to, I don't want to say make this a better place, but if one less person is out here doing crazy like me, I used to do a lot of things like just with no sense of self. Just the thing, just anything, like just what we would call bad stuff on the outskirts of society, and be very rebellious. But if we have one less person doing those kinds of things, if we have one more person thinking introspectively and working to open their mind and become awakened, then that's one person who can share with one more person. And that's one less person doing something negative. Let's continue to raise our frequency, even if we have to do it one by one. Like, that you touch one person, they touch one person. And now we're changing the world, even though we think we have to change everything at once. No. By me changing my behaviors, I can touch someone else. My words can reach someone else. I'm not, hey, I will reach millions of people. But that one person that I reach, that shares with another person, that's what we have to do. And that is life-changing. That's world-changing. And we all have that power and that ability. So that's my intention, is to reach people, to become awakened, and to learn, to better myself, and to find that my place, to actually reveal my place, and to create and to bring forth into reality the greatest manifestations that I have. And that's why I'm stepping into the unknown, doing things like this. So thank everybody for listening. Blessings to everybody. I'll be back on here soon. I just appreciate everyone. Let's keep an open mind. If there's any comments anybody's had, please, I'm open to hear. I'm just grateful, that we can all talk and that we can continue to learn together. So, all right, everybody, peace, blessings.